Today we are here for the most special day of the entire year, and that is Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift. Of course, we all know why we're here. We have all been looking forward to this date. I am so excited for this album. Everything she said about this album just sounds like it is going to be possibly one of the best albums she has ever made. That's the vibe that I got from the podcast episode where she talked with Travis Kelce. She really hyped this up to be like something spectacular. So I am really looking forward to this. I feel like this is going to be back to her peak of pop music, like kind of 1989, like Blank Space style, all of those really iconic pop songs that have been super timeless in my life, in everyone's lives. And I feel like we're going to get back to that a little bit, like just that pop perfection, pop melodies, but also the songwriting being really strong. At least that's what she said in the podcast episode. So she's really gotten my hopes up, but I'm also very nervous because, as I've said time and time again, I just am always nervous when someone I love so much releases new music. And with Taylor, that's, you know, the most nerve-wracking thing for me because she's been my favorite artist for like 15 years. So we have a lot of history, but I don't doubt her and I trust her. At the end of the day, I do trust her. I trust Max Martin and I trust Shellback with my life, and she worked with them on this album. She hasn't worked with them in a hot minute, and I'm so excited that she's back with them. And so I'm very glad we're getting back to like the upbeat vibes. I need something to like give me life, give me energy, give me joy, because I can't deal with another sad album right now. Taking a look at the album cover, I've been open about the fact that I don't really love the album cover. I know the meaning behind it. I think it's a cool meaning. I like the idea of it, but I'm just not a huge fan of the execution. She's released other covers that I've preferred more, but I do think this is a very dramatic cover. Like, it's definitely the most dramatic of all the photos that she took, so I kind of understand why she chose this photo. Life of a Showgirl, you know, we're getting to see behind the curtain, like what went down when she was on one of the biggest tours of all time, if not the biggest tour of all time, the Eras Tour, which I did attend. I was lucky enough to go, and so we're seeing behind the curtain into like what went on during her life, which I think is really cool because we're gonna get to see a more authentic side of her, potentially just see real shit that went down in her life, and I think that's really cool. Looking at the track list, my claim track is Honey, just because I love that title so much. I have never met a song called Honey that I disliked, but I'm also really curious to hear Father Figure and Eldest Daughter and Canceled. Those are like the ones that I'm the most curious about. We are getting into the first track. It is called The Fate of Ophelia. And I do know Ophelia, I don't know much about her actually, but I believe that the album cover is kind of a tie-in to Ophelia, and like she drowned maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out together. Ooh, okay. I was ready to bob.
I heard you calling on the megaphone. You wanna see me all alone. And if you'd never call for me, I might have drowned in melancholy. I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I right before you lit my sky.
Okay, so it's kind of about how she was about to drown in misery and this person like saved her. Obviously Travis. Ooh, this is... This is not what I expected at all.
On the land, the sea, the sky, pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes, don't care where the hell you've been. 'Cause now, your mind, it's about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of. Oh, Ophelia, the eldest daughter.
Oh.
Ophelia lived in fantasy.
I'm already seeing the folklorian kind of lyrics that, you know, I think people were saying it's going to be folklore lyrics meets 1989 or like more upbeat pop production. And I'm already seeing the folklorian lyrics. Like, she really is painting the scene much like she did in Folklore right off the bat. Like, we are getting imagery. We are getting like those magical, mystical little details, which I'm always a fan of, you know? Sonically, this is not what I expected. Like, it is upbeat, but it's not giving the vibes that I thought it was going to give.
Love was a cold bed full of scorpions. The venom stole her sanity.
No.
And if you'd never call.
So she really was in like a really negative place in this relationship, it sounds like, you know, before meeting Travis. So I would assume with Joe or maybe Maddie. I don't know. It doesn't matter who it's like literally about, of course. But it's just crazy to think about like how she was really in this dark place in the relationship. Purgatory. There's so many lyrical parallels to like. Ooh, okay. She's growing. Pledge allegiance to your hands. I don't know what that means. Like, I'm definitely not unpacking these lyrics at the current moment. There's a lot here. This is super poetic, like poetic as hell. There's so many lines in this song, right? Too. Like, it's not very repetitive. Like, there's a lot of different imagery here. Can we talk about the vocals?
Locked inside my memory and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived. Locked inside my memory and only you possess the key. No longer drowning
haunting.
And deceived. All because you came for me. All that time alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. I can see it all. They wonder.
I love that, like. I love the drops, like the beat drops go real hard.
Fate of Ophelia, you saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia.
Really loving the songwriting she's tapping into here already. I love the idea of her making upbeat tracks that are just as poetic as Folklore, right? Because Folklore was so slow, it was so melancholy, it was so folky. It's an amazing album, but like it's, you know, it's not very upbeat, it's not very happy. So I love the idea of her bringing that into this new sound that's more fun. I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I right before you lit up my sky. So she's like, yeah, I was kind of just content being on my own. Like I had accepted my singleness, I was thriving, and then you came into my life. You were honing your powers. I really love that line. Like he was kind of like the mastermind almost. Like she's the mastermind in Midnight's. Now he's the mastermind, like honing his powers. And like, yeah, it's funny because it's such a dark song at times, like when she's talking about the previous relationship. But at the same time, it's so romantic. It's so love-centric. Like she is head over heels for this new relationship. So it's kind of like this meshing of like misery and pain and darkness that she's come from and the light and love that she's now experiencing. So it's kind of like this contradiction within the song. Like I feel sad for her past self and like glad for her current self. So it's, I don't know, I felt kind of like contradicted, especially because it was so dark. I was like, I want to be happy for the relationship, but God, this feels dark. You know, the energy of it, the sonics were dark. So I don't know. Interesting track for sure. Okay, the next one is Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth is my government name, so I'm excited for her to say my name.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Okay.
Do you think it's forever?
Why are we already ballading?
That view of Portofino was on my mind when you called me at the Plaza Athénée. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to be me. All the right, and if your letters ever said goodbye, I cried my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever?
You're only as hot as your last hit. That's so true. Like, if you release a song that's not as good as your last hit, like, you kind of fade into oblivion a little bit. I mean, obviously she doesn't, because she's Taylor Swift, but in general.
Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. We hit the best, I just say thanks. And you look at me like you're hypnotized. And
I'm confused a little bit, like sonically, if I'm supposed to be bopping or like basking. But I really thought the lyric, I'd trade Cartier for someone to trust, like that's very telling. When you're famous, you can't trust anyone because anyone could just be coming for your money or your fame. So I think that's a very telling lyric that's, yeah, already a standout for me. Like, already a standout lyric for me.
And if you ever leave me high and dry, I cry my eyes violet, Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real.
Love the drop into that.
And I can't have fun if I can't have me, my, and why. And I can't have fun if I can't have Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
Do you think it's forever? All my white diamonds and lovers are forever in the pain.
I already feel like the bridges are gonna be amazing.
Don't you ever end up anything but mine. I cry
It's giving like blank space, like that kind of crazy energy.
'cause I can't have fun if I can't have
Ooh, I love those ad-libs.
diamonds and Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, hey.
All my white diamonds and lovers are forever. Don't you ever end up anything but mine. Oh.
I love how she layers her songs and like ad-libs toward the end. Like that's something I just always love about her music. And I feel like with that track, that was a great example of a grower, like a builder, a song that builds and just gets more impactful as it continues. Because when it first started, I was like, okay, if this is going to be a ballad, like I'm kind of disappointed just because I'm not in a slow mood right now. Like I'm just not in a ballad mood. I'm ready to just get upbeat hits and bangers and all of that. And like, that's, I mean, you know, my personal preference. Everyone's going to be different. But it picked up, the beat hit, like the beat drop was insane in that track. I really like how unexpected that was. And you didn't really see it coming. And then all of a sudden, like you're bopping, you know? So a really interesting song once again, like really just not what I would expect, you know? Everything about it just feels kind of unexpected. Like you can never really tell where it's going. The structure is not what I would picture and like imagine, which is really cool. Like that is something I respect, you know? Anytime someone can make a song that's kind of unlike anything I've heard, I am paying attention, you know, because it's different. It's something new. So a lot of respect for that, you know? I think it was a grower. By the end of the track, I liked it a lot more once again than at the start. So I feel like this whole album is gonna take a minute to like adjust to. Yeah, it sounded kind of like a song about how she struggles to trust people, like anyone that comes in her life. She has all the riches, she has all, you know, she has every material possession she could ever dream of, but she doesn't always feel like she has that in her relationships. So I thought that was interesting. And then she's like, I want you to be mine forever. And there was kind of that darkness once again. Like, I really do like the dark side of her. You know, I've missed it a little bit since Reputation. So it's taking me a minute to adjust to, but I love that side of her that's a bit dark and a bit like tongue-in-cheek and just, I love that dramatic side of her, you know? So I'm excited to see that that's back, but it was really reminding me of like Blank Space, like when she's like, I have a blank space, baby, write your name, like very tongue-in-cheek, like if it's not forever, it's gonna go down in flames, right? Like we are together forever or we are done. I just love that, you know, that drama, kind of getting into that character, this caricature version of herself. I was actually really hoping she would get into that on this album because it's just more fun. Like I'm all about the albums that are more personal and like to her life, and obviously I do think this is personal, but at the same time I love when she kind of gets into that dramatic character and like does the theatrics, so I am living for that. Okay, the next track is called Opalite. I don't really know what to expect with this one. I know Opalite is like a fake kind of gemstone. That's all I know.
I had a bad habit
Oh, hell yeah.
of missing lovers past. My brother used to call it eating out of the trash. It's never gonna last. I thought my house was haunted.
I love the beat.
And all the perfect couples said when you know, and when you
I want to say, I thought this was going to be a happy-go-lucky album. Like, I'm in love and I just want to share it with the world and like everything is peachy keen. And instead she's kind of, you know, revisiting her past in a way and like thinking back to these past relationships and really being in pain or like just telling us about that pain. So it's like, it does not feel nearly as happy-go-lucky as I thought it would, which I do appreciate because I'm not in a place in my life where I can relate to super happy-go-lucky music. I am content with a little bit of darkness and like sadness.
And all of the foes and all of the friends have seen it before, they'll see it again.
She's like in these cyclical patterns of hurt.
But my mama told me it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes. Sleepless, but now the sky is opalite. Oh my Lord, never made no one like you before. Now the sky is opalite. You couldn't understand it.
So this is already kind of like all these tracks so far have alluded to the fact that like she was in this really dark place. She just kept having bad relationship after bad relationship, like this track record of just failures, which is so real, might I add. And then now she is finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Like she's finally found her happy ending, whatever you want to call it. So good for her.
Why you felt alone.
Can we talk about this
You were in it for real.
guitar?
She was in her phone, and you were just. And don't we try to love,
Yeah.
give it all we got.
We try to love. I love that.
And what a simple thought. You're starving till you're not.
Ooh.
Life is a song, it ends when it ends. You move on. And that's when I told you it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes. Sleepless in the onyx night. You had to make your own sunshine. And now the sky is opalite.
Vocal effects.
This is just a storm inside a teacup. This life will beat you up. This is just a temporary speed bump. But failure brings you freedom.
She's healing me. This is such a unique soundscape. Can we talk about...
Don't you sweat it, baby, it's
Hey!
you were dancing through the lightning strikes.
This is gonna be my anthem. That was my favorite so far. I loved it. I loved the beat. I could have listened to that beat all day long. Yeah, and because I am such a sonic person, like, I value production over lyrics most of the time. That's why it was my favorite. It wasn't necessarily lyrically my favorite so far, but it was definitely my favorite production-wise. That chorus was infectious. I mean, as she promised, you know, she promised infectious melodies, and it was infectious. I love the way she said, "Oh my Lord," and you were dancing through the lightning strikes, you know, like metaphorically and physically, she was dancing through all of these bad relationships, you know. Through the Eras tour, she was dancing through her heartbreak. We know that from I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. But also, metaphorically, she was dancing, you know, she was able to find joy through the pain. That's what I take that to mean. I really like how she referenced her mom saying that. That was really sweet. There were a lot of, like, sweet moments in that track as well. Very wholesome, very cute. I enjoyed that one. Okay, the next one's called Father Figure. I have been so curious about this one. Is it going to be really tongue-in-cheek? Is it going to be really sad? I guess we will find out.
When I found you, you were young, wayward, lost in the cold. Pulled up to you in the jack, turned your rags into gold. The winding road leads to the chateau. You remind me of a younger me. I saw.
Yeah, again, the winding road leads to the chateau. Like, it's the climb. It's the climb, you know? The journey is gonna lead to a good destination.
I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. This love is pure profit. Just step into my office. I dry your tears with my sleeve. Leave it with me.
I was not expecting her to say say dick. I was not expecting that word to come out of her mouth. One thing I hate about Spotify is it doesn't put the lyrics up until like hours or days later. So it's really hard to tell what she's saying, but I have to like go out of my way to pull up the lyrics. I'll be your father figure. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. Okay. This love is pure profit. Just interesting. Okay, so yeah, it sounds like she's talking to the younger generation of musical artists that are coming up, potentially like Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, like those type of newer artists. And she's like, I'll guide you, you know, I will show you the way.
The family, leave it with me. I protect the family. I pay the check before it kisses.
I feel weird about the fact that this is like a father figure type song and she's mentioning dick size in the same line. Like, that is making me uncomfortable.
Mahogany grain said they want to see you rise. They don't want you to reign. I showed you all.
They want you to rise, they don't want you to reign. They want you to come up, but not stay at a place of power.
Tricks of the trade. All I ask for is your loyalty, my dear protege. I'll be a father figure. I drink that brown liquor.
Love the chorus, love the falsetto.
Because my dick's bigger. This they'll know your name in the streets. Leaving with me. I saw a change in you. My dear boy, they don't make loyalty like they used to.
There's so many abrupt change-ups in like the vocals and everything. It's really interesting. Again, the structure of the songs, like the way they're presented is just very unexpected. Like I never know what's really coming.
Your thoughtless ambition sparked the ignition on foolish decisions, which led to misguided visions, led to fulfill your dreams. You had to get rid of me. I protect the family. I was your father figure. We drank that brown.
I was.
Turns out my dick's bigger. You wanna fight, you found it. I got the place surrounded. You'll be sleeping with the fishes before you know you're drowning. Whose portraits on the mantle? Who covered up your scandals? Mistake my kindness for weakness and find your card canceled. I was your father figure. This empire belongs to me. I protect the family. Leave it with me. I protect the family.
This is giving me like mob boss energy.
You
Godfather.
remind me of a younger me. I saw potential.
It's like Clairbeau Part 2 kind of vibes. I kept picturing Sabrina Carpenter because she's on this album. You know, she's featured later. She's friends with Taylor. That kind of rhymed. And I feel like maybe Taylor was referring to her, or again, like younger artists that are kind of up and coming and just kind of warning them about the pitfalls of the industry, but also saying like, I will guide you, you know, like I will show you the way. Just follow me because my dick's bigger. I still don't really understand that lyric. Catchy as all hell. I loved the chorus. That was like my favorite thing about this album so far was just that chorus. Loved the falsetto. I think my favorite moments on this album so far are like the layering she's doing, especially toward the second half of the track, but like even throughout the track, she will just have these random ad-libs, these random like layered moments, these random falsetto. I really am enjoying those moments. Like they're so beautiful and I think it just makes the song feel more full. Because there are moments where it feels like it's missing something a little bit, but then those moments of fullness come through and I think kind of make up for everything. So, okay, the next track is called Eldest Daughter. Another one I've been really curious about, especially coming right after Father Figure. And also this is track 5, which obviously means it's gonna be the most vulnerable, potentially the saddest. Are we ballading? I just thought there would not be any ballads. I don't know why.
Everybody's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling and memes. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot. Everybody's cutthroat in the comments. Every single hot take is cold as ice. I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness. I've been dying just from trying to seem cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage. But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you now.
She is really leaning into the falsetto on this album, like just that full body falsetto. You know, she has really, I think, developed her voice in that way a lot, and it's really coming through.
You know, the last time I laughed this hard was on the trampoline in somebody's backyard. I must have been about 8 or 9. That was the night I fell off and broke my arm. Pretty soon I learned cautious discretion. When your first crush crushes something kind. When I said I don't.
I'm pretty sure I also fell off a trampoline when I was like 9, and I don't think I broke anything, but...
Believe in marriage, that was a lie.
Ooh.
When I said I don't believe in marriage, that was a lie.
We know that now.
Every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. So we all dressed up as wolves and we loved fire.
Oh, so she's like, every eldest daughter was like the first, I don't know, like the first to go through all the traumas of life, or like, you know, all the negative experiences of life. And we developed these coping mechanisms to kind of combat that. I also know eldest daughter is a thing on the internet that people talk about a lot, but like being kind of a type A like personality. I don't know. My brain hurts already from thinking about the lyrics of this album, and we're halfway through.
So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now.
Is this a love song to the fandom? Because if so, I'm in my feels.
We lie back, a beautiful, beautiful time lapse. Ferris wheels, kisses, and lilacs, and things I said were dumb. 'Cause I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers that innocent light back, like when we were young. Every youngest child felt they were raised up in the wild, but now you're home. 'Cause I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage, and I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you now.
It sounds like she's saying, you know, I may not be a bad bitch. Like, I may not be this cool person who just has it all together and like has this effortless vibe, but I'm never gonna leave you. Like, I'm going to be the most loyal person you'll ever know, and I'm never going to break my promises to you. Which I definitely relate to this track a lot. Like, I relate to the whole, you know, feeling of like trying to be cool, but like you're really not. Like, you're really not a cool person inherently. But, you know, maybe on the internet it's easier to come across a certain way to people, or try to. You know, when in reality you're just an awkward, normal person like everyone else. So I feel like she's tapping into that feeling really well, you know? And she may not be cool, but she's loyal, like, and that's what really matters, you know? It doesn't really matter how cool you are at the end of the day. The bridges are bridging. Yeah, I really like that one. I mean, that was really pretty. And lyrically, I feel like I connected to it the most so far. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that could have been a love song to Travis, or it could have been a love song to her fans. Because there were certain parts that I just got the vibe that, like, I'm never going to break that vow. I'm never going to let you down. And the bridge was so nostalgic. I think that was definitely a standout part for me as well. I mean, the bridges on this album are gorgeous so far, which is nothing new for a Taylor Swift album, but did want to mention it. Okay, the next one is called Ruin the Friendship. Another one, I don't know where this is gonna go. funky.
Glistening grass from September rain, gray overpass full of neon names. You drive 85.
Ooh.
Watching the game from your brother's Jeep. Your smile miles wide, and it was not an invitation. Should've kissed you anyway. Should've kissed you anyway. But your girlfriend was away. Should've kissed you anyway.
Oh.
Shiny wood floors underneath my feet. Disco ball makes everything look cheap. Have fun. Hey. Don't make it awkward in second period. Might piss your ex off. Lately we've been good. Seeing friends is safe doesn't mean you should. When I left school, I lost track of you. Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye. And we'll never know why.
Oh, this is kind of, again, a nostalgic song. Like, sounds like a song from her youth. I did not get that from the first little bit of the song, but I love the imagery in this. I mean, it's just every single line is imagery. Like, it is packed full of, like, this gorgeous vocabulary, so specific. I am just obviously eating that up, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I continue to wish sonically the songs went a bit harder, you know? I don't know if anyone else feels that, and I do think it's a bias I had coming into this, that every song was gonna make me, like, freak out and, like, go get on a dance floor. But I do wish they went a little bit harder. I continue to wish the pacing was a bit, you know, a bit faster. Even if I am enjoying them to, you know, I'm enjoying the songs to some degree, I still continue to feel that way.
It was not convenient, no, but I whispered at the grave. My advice is always ruin the friendship. Better than regret it for all time. Should've kissed you anyway.
I love that post-chorus. I love that bit at the end where she was like, you know, my advice is just to go for it. Like, tell the person how you feel. And yeah, I agree with that advice. You know, life is too short. You got to take chances and see where it ends up. I liked that one. You know, it was really cute, honestly. I really loved the imagery, just the vibes. Again, it felt very nostalgic. It felt very, like, kind of childhood, you know, childhood crushes, childhood relationships. Okay, the next one is called Actually Romantic. I'm really curious about this one. I'm curious about all of them, but like this one, I feel like it could be, you know, I used to think this was romantic, but now I've learned what is actually romantic.
I heard you call me boring Barbie when the coke's got you brave. High-fived my ex and then wrote me a song saying it makes you sick to see my face.
Oh my god, I feel like this is about Maddie Healy.
But it's actually sweet. All the time you've spent on me, it's honestly wild. All the effort you've put in, it's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you. Ooh, no man has ever loved me like you do.
Love the vocals.
Hadn't thought of you in a long time, but you keep sending me funny valentines. And I know you think it comes off vicious, but it's precious, adorable, like a toy chihuahua barking at me from a tiny purse. How many times has your boyfriend said, why are we always talking about it's actually sweet?
That's funny. Wait, your boyfriend? I feel like this is about Maddie. Literally RIP to every single theory I had because I don't think I got a single one right.
It's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you. Ooh, you think I'm tacky, baby? Stop talking dirty to me. It sounded nasty, but it feels like you're flirting with me.
Oh my god.
I mind my business, God's my witness that I don't provoke it, but it's kinda making me wet. Oh, 'cause it's actually
Oh my god.
all the time you've spent on me.
That's the first time she's ever mentioned something like that in a song.
Really gotta hand it to you.
ever gonna get over the bridge. I haven't fully processed it yet. You think I'm tacky? Stop talking dirty to me. It sounded nasty, but it feels like you're flirting with me. I mind my business. God's my witness. Oh my God. I feel like she's taken a note out of the Sabrina Carpenter handbook a little bit with that bridge. That sounded like something Sabrina Carpenter would have written. And Sabrina's on this album. So I feel like maybe they were like, I don't know. Maybe they were like writing together or something. Because Taylor doesn't usually write that sexual of lyrics. Like that, honest. So I am curious to know where that came from. Again, not to beat a dead horse, but I'm wishing the songs had more punch to them, had more impact. I liked the song. Like, sonically, it was fine. I had no issues with it. It was just, I don't know, I wanted it to go a little bit harder, but I liked the melodies. I liked the feel of it. And I love the concept, of like, you keep giving me all this attention. It's actually romantic. I just love, the tongue-in-cheek, catty, bitchy energy, to be honest. I love when she brings that side out of her. And I think the bridge was probably my favorite part. Like, I just love the vocals there too. She's really playing around with the vocals on this album and like saying things in different ways, more unique ways, falsetto, talk singing, low notes. Like, she's giving us a little bit of everything, which I really appreciate. I think it makes the songs hit harder. Okay, the next one is Wish List with $2 signs. Kind of giving me Christmas.
They want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenci shades and a fat ass with a baby face. They want it all. They want that critical smash Palme d'Or and an Oscar on their bathroom floor. Hope they get what they want. I just want you. Have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop. Bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you. They want that freedom, living off the grid, and that good surf, no hypocrites. They want it all. They want that spring break that was fucking lit, and then that video taken off the internet.
Kind of the perfect example of like the grass is always greener on the other side. Like, the people who are rich and famous and have everything want a normal life, and meanwhile the people who have normal lives want the life of the rich and famous.
I hope they get what they want. I just want you.
That reminds me of...
I just want you.
That reminds me so much of one of her other songs. Like something off of Midnight's, I think it was. This is kind of Midnight's coded a little bit, but I like it a lot less than Midnight's. This reminds me of Glitch. Oh my God, it sounds exactly like Glitch in the chorus. I usually like falsetto. I'm not loving it on this track. I don't know why. It feels a bit jarring, and I don't know. I hate this one. Like, I straight up hate this.
I made wishes on all of the stars. Please, God, bring me a best friend who I think is hot. I thought I had it right once, twice, but I did not.
I think some of the really tongue-in-cheek lyrics are landing for me, and I really like them, and some are just like falling a bit flat. Like, bring me a best friend who I think is hot. She's definitely trying to play into like that sense of humor, kind of like Sabrina Carpenter does and other artists, that are trying to be funny. And I don't know. I'm sure to some people that is funny. To me, it's not. Trying to have fun, but I just don't like it. That was my least favorite so far. And I will say, before going into this, I had a bad feeling about that track. Like, I had a feeling I wasn't really gonna vibe with it. And yeah, there wasn't a ton that I liked about it. It kind of gave me off-brand Midnight's track sonically. Like, a Midnight's track that just doesn't quite live up to that album, in my opinion. And then lyrically, it was cute. The sentiment was cute for sure. Like, I get what she was going for. There were certain lyrics that just didn't really land for me, I guess. Lyrically kind of gave me Sweet Nothing nothing vibes, right? Like, I just want a normal life. Like, I want to get away from all the lights and all the people and their expectations of me and just like go into a house and cook in my kitchen and like have a couple kids running around. Okay, but we're on the track that I've been the most curious about, or just the most confused by, and that is Wood.
Daisy's bare naked, I was distraught. He loves me not, and then stepped on a crack.
Okay.
Black cat laughed.
Superstitious.
I admit I've been a little superstitious. Fingers crossed until you put your hand on mine.
Okay, that's real. It's giving 11:11 by Conan Gray.
A bad time is all good. I ain't gotta knock on wood. Only that bitch I wishing on a falling star. It's you and me forever dancing in the dark. All over me, it's understood. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. To know a hard rock is on the way. And baby,
Okay. Okay. I am really getting the vibe that like Sabrina Carpenter and her were having some conversations and she started writing this album and maybe was inspired by Sabrina, because some of the lyrics here are so not Taylor's normal style. And I'm not saying that that's bad or anything, but like they're just not what she normally does, but they are something that could have come straight from Sabrina Carpenter's mouth. So really interesting. Really interesting. Okay. I don't know that I vibe with this. I just don't. But someone out there does, and that's great.
the curse on me was broken by your magic wand. New high, manhood. I ain't gotta knock on wood. Only that bitch I wishing on a falling star. Never did.
I do love the post-chorus. The post-chorus is amazing.
Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
Okay, all right. I mean, that was all innuendos, right? I'm not like missing something. That was like a lot of innuendos, just kind of one after the other. We're at the point where I straight up don't like this album. And like, I just texted my cousin being like, girl, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't even want to continue at this point because I am just not vibing with this. Like, we started the album and obviously I went in and like, when the first couple tracks weren't like my favorite things in the entire world, obviously I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna have an open mind and all those things, but we're at the point in the album where I'm just like, oh, I don't like this. Like, I just don't enjoy this. And that's totally fine. You're not going to please everyone every time. It doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean you can't like it. I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like the lyrics. I don't like the sonics. And I'm struggling to get through it. And it's a big bummer because Taylor obviously is my favorite artist. Like, I have been so excited for this album and I really hope it'll grow on me and maybe become something that I enjoy. Because, you know, like I said, I feel like some of these tracks are growers and they kind of like grow on me as I listen. And like, you never really know how you feel about something after one listen. But I'm just being honest with my first listen. Like, I'm not enjoying it nearly as much as I hoped I would. So I'm really sad right now. Like, the last couple tracks I've just kind of hated with every fiber of my being. Like, just hated. Sonically, lyrically, everything. Yeah, Wood. I mean, that post-chorus dance break was really fun. I really loved that part. Again, it felt fuller. It felt like it went somewhere. Like, it just went really hard. I love the beat, but like a lot of other parts of the song just felt like they were missing something. And I don't know what that is. And then lyrically, I don't know. It didn't really do it for me. You know, this is not the songwriter that I know and love. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Okay, the next track is called Cancelled.
You thought that it would be okay at first, but they'd already picked out your grave and hers. Beware the wrath of masked crusaders. Did your girl boss too close to the sun? Did they catch you having far too?
There's certain lyrics in here that I know they're supposed to be tongue-in-cheek. I know they're supposed to make you kind of smile or laugh probably, but they just fall flat for me. And one of those is like, did you girl boss too close to the sun? It just makes me kind of, roll my eyes a little bit. It just makes me kind of cringe.
Something wicked this way comes. Good thing I like my friends canceled. I like them cooked in Gucci and in scandal. Welcome to my underworld where it gets quite dark. At least you know exactly who your friends are.
Okay.
They're the ones with matching scars.
Okay. I like the concept of this, like, playing to the fact that, like, it's so easy to get canceled. You don't even have to do anything. And I like my friends canceled. Like, I like them imperfect, not perfect humans. I don't want to be friends with people who are just, like, robots and don't have any real thoughts on anything. I also am digging this sonically, kind of this falsetto and just has a good flow to it.
Popular, the optics click, everyone prospers. Tone deaf and hot, let's fucking off her. Did you make a joke only a man could? At least you know exactly who your friends are.
There's not much build to this song, which I'm struggling with. I like it sonically. It is a standout for me, probably. At least within the last few tracks. It's one that I like the most. But Travis on the podcast said these were going to be bangers. Like, these were going to be these iconic bops. And this is not a banger. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean it's a bad song. I enjoy it, but it's not a banger. A banger has a beat. It goes somewhere. You know what I mean? It makes you get up. It makes you dance around. This is not a banger.
They stood by me before my exoneration. They believed I was innocent.
Yeah, this is so folklore, right? Like the witches are gathering, or the people are gathering to burn her.
Just be better at it. Everyone's got bodies in the attic or took somebody's man. Soon you'll learn the art of never getting caught. It's a good thing.
Oh, okay, here we go.
You know that I like 'em cooked in Gucci, like my whiskey sour and poison 40 flows. Yeah, it's a good thing I like my friends canceled. But a shattered glass is a lot more sharp. And now you know exactly who your friends are. You know who we are. We're the ones with matching scars.
We're just as bad as each other. Yeah. I love the message of that song, the idea that like everyone has done something wrong. Like there's not one person on this earth who, if they became famous, would not eventually get canceled for something. Every single one of us is fallible. Every single one of us is going to make mistakes. That's a valid message. Sonically, I enjoyed it. I thought it was catchy. I liked the flow of it, just the feel of it. I like at the end, it finally popped off. Like it finally went somewhere. That's a critique I have about some of the songs on this album is like they don't get to that place fast enough or like consistently enough for me to like get into the bopability of it. Like, does that make sense? I loved, again, the imagery. I mean, every single lyric is imagery. And I felt like we lost some of that storytelling within like Wishlist and Wood. I felt like we lost the plot a little bit there. But we're back, we're back to the songwriting that I felt like I was wanting that was in the first few tracks on the album. Okay, the next track is Honey. This is my claimed track. This is gonna be a banger. Mark my words.
You can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want.
Or not a banger, but a slow little cute moment.
When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar, and the bitch was telling me to back off, cause a man had looked at me wrong. But you touch my face, redefine all of those blues when you say honey. Summertime spritz,
Travis calls her honey.
give it different meaning, cause you mean it when you talk. Honey, I'm home, we could play house, we could bed down, pick me up, who's the bad baddest in the land. What's the plan? What's the plan? You could be my forever nightstand, honey. When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive.
Vocally, again, she keeps doing these unexpected things, like random runs or like randomly switching up the way she sings the end of a line. And it's interesting, you know, it makes it a more interesting listening experience for sure. Even if I don't like every single choice, you know, it's one of those albums that like I like certain things and I'm like, other things I'm not really vibing with. And it's just a journey to listen to.
And the bitch was telling me to back off, 'cause a minute looked at me.
This is a bop.
If anyone
I know I'm biased because I claimed it, but it's a bop.
way hard, but
I love that.
touch my face, redefine all of those blues, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want. Color of your eyes, and graffiti my whole damn life, honey. When anyone called me late night, he was screwing around with my mind, asking what are you wearing? Too high to remember in the morning, but you say it like you're in awe of me, and you stay until the morning.
and it's sad because a lot of the things she's explaining are like the bare minimum of a relationship or like of how a guy should treat a girl. So it's really fucked up to even think that this song exists, you know, because she's like talking about these very toxic things that never should have been okay in the first place. And then she's saying, but you're so much better than that. And it's like, really, he's just doing the bare minimum. But, you know, we're happy for the bare minimum. We're happy for that.
When anyone called me,
Oh, let's get it.
sweetheart, it was passive aggressive, and the bitch was telling me to back off, 'cause a minute looked at me wrong. He looked at me wrong,
Love the vocals on this. She is playing around with that. She's having fun with it.
and I cried the whole way home. But you can call me honey if you want.
I liked that one a lot. Yeah, I know I went in biased because it was my claimed track, but I loved it. It was a little bop. It just got more boppy as it progressed. I could have just bopped all day, to be honest with you. And, you know, again, it made me kind of sad, like similar to the first couple tracks on the album, how like I couldn't be fully just happy for the relationship because she's also talking about all this toxicity that she's been through. And so it's kind of like this conflicting feeling, like you're trying to bop and be happy, but you're also like, God damn, like why did that happen to you? Yeah. I don't know. I liked it though. God, it was catchy as hell. Definitely one that I feel like I'm going to go back to a lot. Again, it felt kind of like juvenile, playful, like very childlike, innocent. You know, there was kind of like this nostalgia to it. Most of these songs so far have had this repeated message of like, again, this track record of like bad relationships and now she's in a good relationship. It is really something she's hitting home repeatedly in a lot of these tracks. Is like, I was in this dark ass place. I was with terrible men all my life and then now you've come along, you know? So she's really, really highlighting that. It is to the point where I'm like, okay, we get it. You know, I feel like I wish more themes were explored in this album a little bit. Okay, we're on the last track, and it is called The Life of a Showgirl, the title track, featuring Sabrina Carpenter. And I am getting so much Sabrina energy from so many different aspects of this album. There are moments when sonically it reminds me a little bit of Sabrina. Mainly lyrically, you know, just the tongue-in-cheek, like, comedic kind of timing and stuff is really giving me Sabrina. Ooh, maybe this is gonna be my favorite. I love this dark vibe.
Her name was Kitty, made her money being pretty and witty. They gave her the keys to this city, then they said she didn't do it legitly. Waited by the stage door, packed in with the autograph hounds, barking her name, then glowing like the end of a cigarette. Wow, she came out. I said, you live in my dream.
Love how she's painting the picture.
Hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never ever gonna wait.
Little did she know.
And you're never gonna wanna.
Sabrina.
She was a menace, the baby of the family in Lennox. Her father whored around like all men did.
I love the little...
So she waited by the stage door, asked the club promoter arrive. She said, I'd sell my soul to have a taste of a magnificent life. It's all mine. They leave us for dead.
Ooh.
Hey, thank you for the
Sabrina's voice sounds really good on this song. It sounds so innocent and like sweet, and there's kind of like this southern vibe to it. And then all of a sudden there's like that menacing part where she screamed. There's, you know, kind of a contradicting vibe, contradicting energy.
Showgirl, babe, and you're never gonna wanna. Of wisdom hung them from my neck. I paid my dues with every bruise. You wanna take a skate on the ice inside my veins? They ripped me off like false lashes and then threw me away.
This is the pacing I wanted throughout the whole album.
Who wish I'd hurry up and die, but I'm immortal now, baby.
So many switch ups.
I tried.
She's immortal.
So I say, thank you for the lovely bouquet.
Yes, rasp.
The hustle, and now I know the life of a showgirl, babe. Hidden by the lipstick and lace. Sequins are forever.
Sequins are forever. They are. They never really get off the clothing. They're hard to get rid of.
Any other way.
Ooh, girl.
Hey, kitty. Now I'll make my money being pretty and witty.
Oh, now, okay. She's like, now I'm you. It's the cyclical nature, the circle of life. Oh, that's genius. She's doing the outro from the tour.
Thank you for an unforgettable night. We'll be able to see you next time. Give it up the band.
I love that. I love that.
And of course, Sabrina. I love you, Taylor. That's our show. We love you so much.
That was cute as hell. I love the Sabrina feature. I'm not like Sabrina's #1 fan. I'm not going to pretend to be. But I really loved her on that track. I thought that worked well. Like, her voice was just perfect on that song. It had a southern feel. It had like a cute little southern belle feel to it. Yeah, I thought that was really good. It was a good song. It's not my vibe, but it was a good song. I thought it was a good one to end on. I loved the outro of like the tour. Yeah. Okay, we did it. We got through The Life of a Showgirl, which was not my favorite album on a first listen. You know, after the first few tracks, I was really trying to give it the old college try. Like, I was struggling to get through it, which is not usual for a Taylor album with me. You know, I usually feel more engaged to the music. I didn't feel super engaged throughout this project, which was really disappointing, obviously. Sonically, it didn't get to where I wanted it to go. And, you know, I love Max Martin. I love Shellback. I love Taylor. Like, as producers, you know, they're all super talented, but it felt like it didn't get to the place that it could have. I think I struggled with the tempo and the pacing and how it felt upbeat, but like it wasn't upbeat enough to really bop to really get down with, in my opinion. Some of the builds of the songs were really cool, and by the end of the track, I felt like it was fuller and it got to that place that it needed to get. But I wish on a lot of the songs it had gotten there sooner, you know, because I was just sitting here kind of waiting for something to happen sonically. Lyrically, I don't know. I really had a lot of hope after like the first couple tracks. And like there were gorgeous lyrics throughout, you know, at times. But like overall, I just felt like it was not her best songwriting. There were some lyrics that felt low effort or just felt a little bit cringy or a little bit off. And were not like the quality of songwriting that I'm used to from Taylor. So I'm definitely going to spend more time with it. But like on a first listen, it was definitely one of my least favorite albums I have heard from her. And so I'm curious to see if I fall in love with this album over time, because that has definitely happened before. Like Reputation, you know, I hated it and now I love it, and like that happened with Evermore. But you know, this is my first reaction, this is my first listen, and I was not in love with it. I'm sure we'll talk more about it maybe on a live stream, or like, I don't know, maybe I'll like insert something or do an album ranking or something here so you can see my thoughts now. But I appreciate every single one of you, especially if you're still here after this whole video. And you know, I just appreciate you guys who are here and want my honest feedback. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.